Hello everybody, we are back here on The Angler. We've got some incredible news today. They have finally shown off the brand new Spain Reserve. They revealed it yesterday and they finally got to show it off on stream. And holy crap, this place looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are seeing some of the scenery in like the home hub area. It's looking pretty good, a very scenic location. And this is going to be our first look at the map. The map looks to have a lot of big lakes. A lot of big lakes that are connected to each other, which I am pretty excited for. We don't really have necessarily a reserve that has a bunch of these big lakes connected like this. I mean, Norway kind of does, but not to this extent, not this amount of them all connected to each other. And it looks like they're going to be pretty deep. We've also got a look at some of the scenery around the hub area in kind of the countryside. And our first look at some brand new fishing rods. And a little bit of a Jaxie leak accidentally showing off what is supposedly a Halloween event item in that little duck bobber there. Pretty cool. Did not expect to be getting any Jaxie leaks today, but that was pretty sick that we got to see that. We also got a bunch of new different fishing rods and reels that are going to be coming with this reserve. It seems like there's at least 4 new ones that are coming with it. At least from what he showed off, that's what we got to see, was about 4 new rods and I believe 2 or 3 new reels, and they all look pretty good. This was the first new fish that we got to see, a pumpkin seed sunfish. This is something that we saw in the GIF that was on the Steam page that I showed off in the last video. So it's not necessarily something new, but it still is really, really cool to see that it is indeed a pumpkin seed. This is the brand new trophy shot mode that you can enter whenever you're in the catch screen. You can rotate around. You can see different angles to get the perfect screenshot. That is a massive improvement over the previous system where you only had like one still pose that you could look at. Definitely love to see it. And then right here we have the second brand new fish that we got to see in this stream. This one being the tench, which is a fish I've been really wanting in the game. I've always loved fishing for them in any game that had them, so it's really cool to see the tench finally coming to Call of the Wild the Angler. They are a really awesome looking fish, and the crazy thing is, it just gets better from here on. Right here, we've got the first look at a thin lip mullet, which is not something I was expecting to have on this reserve, but it's still going to be something pretty cool. Looks like they're going to be one of the smaller fish potentially, but still a really cool addition to this reserve and to the angler as a whole. And now we get into probably the juiciest information that we got during this entire live stream. We are finally going to be getting bottom fishing added to the angler. Now, they did want to make sure that it was very clear it's not coming with the reserve. It's going to be coming sometime after, but it will not be that long after the release of the reserve that we will finally get bottom fishing added to the game. If you're not familiar with what bottom fishing is, it's essentially just like float fishing, except there's no float. You just cast it out into the water and let it sink to the bottom and just wait for a bite. And now let's go over the species list that is going to be on this reserve, because there is a pretty juicy list of species. There's going to be 16 of them in total. And those species are going to include the Andalusian barbel. Hopefully I said that right. It is the first of the 2 barbel species that are going to be coming with this reserve. They are really, really cool looking. We also have the Comiso barbel. Now the thing is, I don't know a lot about barbel, but I know that they look pretty cool. And I'm definitely excited to be fishing for them whenever this reserve releases. We also have the largemouth bass, which is a fan favorite and definitely needed a second map to catch them on. We also have the Crucian carp, which I am quite happy to see, because the Crucian carp is something I remember catching in so many fishing games from like the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era. They were some of the most popular fish in games like the Real Fishing series. And so I'm very familiar with them in other games, but it's great to see them coming to the angler. We also have one of the most exciting things in this entire reserve, the common carp. The common carp is finally coming to the angler. A lot of people are going to be very happy about that. There was a lot of people getting very excited in the chat when they officially revealed it. Super cool to see. We also have the mirror carp, which we knew about because of the trailer they released yesterday. Really good to see that we're going to be getting the mirror carp. We've also got a return of the roach, which the roach is something I recently caught a community record for. Last night on our Tackle Tuesday stream, I managed to catch a community record roach, and I've always had really good luck with the roach and really enjoyed fishing for them, so I'm glad to see them coming to another reserve. Then we've got the pumpkin seed sunfish, which we saw earlier in this video here. Great to see another panfish species. We've got the return of the northern pike. I'm curious if they're going to be as big as the Norway pike, or if they're going to be golden ridge size, or maybe they're going to be a completely different size as a whole. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Then we've got the thin lip mullet, which you guys saw earlier in this video. Cool to see that coming to the game. We also got the thick lip mullet, and I don't really know which one I like more. They both look pretty cool, but they also have a lot of similarities, so I'm not sure which one I'll enjoy more. We'll have to wait until we actually get a chance to catch them. And then we've got the European eel. This is probably going to be a fan favorite. I think this is going to be one of my favorites as well. Eel are so cool and interesting and different compared to anything we have in the game. So it's nice to see we're getting our first eel species. We also have a return of the Zander, one of the favorites of Norway. A lot of people love fishing for the Zander, and they get pretty big. So that should be a fun species to go for. And then we've got another fan favorite from Norway, the brown trout. Awesome to see the brown trout getting another reserve as well. Hopefully they'll be just as big as the ones on Norway. Then we've got the tench, which we got to see earlier in this video as well. Tench, again, one of the species that I've been waiting for in this game. One of those species I've really wanted them to add, but they just hadn't until now. And then the final one is going to be the rudd. The rudd looks very similar to the roach, but it has a little bit of a different shape to the body. Gonna be cool to see the rudd. I think rudd get a little bit bigger than roach IRL, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong there. I've never fished for rudd, so I could be wrong, but I think they're a little bit bigger. And now it's time to talk about the final thing, which is a bit of unfortunate news. We're not going to be getting the Wells catfish in this reserve. And they stated that the reason that we're not getting Wells catfish is because their engine currently cannot handle a fish that big. They don't have the ability to make a fish model that large yet. But they said it's a possibility that we could get it in the future as they advance the game and figure out how to do more things like that. Obviously, as you guys know, well, actually, I'm sure some of you probably don't know this, they use their own engine. This is not like Unity or Unreal Engine. This is the Avalanche Apex engine, so it's their own engine. So they're still trying to figure out the capabilities of it as they progress their games. So it's going to be cool to see if they can make that happen in the future. It really sucks that we're not getting Wells catfish on release of Spain, but I hope one of these days we will. Because it just feels so weird not to have them in a Spanish reserve. But I suppose if their engine just isn't allowing it, there's a lot of limitations there, then I get it. It's just very disappointing. I was hoping that we could get the Wells catfish, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And then the other reason that they said they can't add them yet is because we also don't have gear that's big enough to actually take them on. They would have to add entirely new rods and reels that are higher strengths than what we currently have. Same with the fishing line. So that is the second reason why they're not adding them yet. But they know that everybody wants them, and they said that if it's possible, they'll eventually attempt to add them in. Just going to be a matter of how quickly they get the capabilities to do so, or if they ever get the capabilities to do so. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this little update video. This was a fun one to make, and it was really entertaining to be a part of the people watching this stream as it was unfolding. It was such an exciting reveal. One of the most exciting reveals for an Expansive Worlds stream in a while. So that was really cool to get to see it all unfold in real time. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, leave a comment down below. And also, click that subscribe button if you're brand new. And as you leave the video, click that like. It's free and it's easy to do, so it would be much appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!